There are moments in life when the heart feels heavy and the soul seems to carry a weight that is almost too much to bear. It may be guilt over something that cannot be undone, grief over what has been lost, or emotional burdens that have slowly gathered over the years. These feelings can wrap themselves around the heart like thick vines, making it hard to breathe fully, to rest deeply, to truly feel at peace. It's easy to believe that we must carry these weights forever, as if they are a punishment or a responsibility we cannot lay down. But deep within, there is another truth, a gentler truth, that whispers there is a way to feel light again. It is not about erasing the past or pretending the pain never happened. It is about allowing the heart to soften, the mind to open, and the spirit to breathe freely once more. In this moment, all that is needed is the willingness to listen, to allow a new way of thinking to touch those places that have been shut away for so long. It's all right to feel the ache. It's all right to admit that something inside is hurting. These emotions do not make anyone weak. They are simply signs that love was felt, that care was given, that something meaningful touched the soul. The very fact that these emotions are present means there was once connection, hope, or desire. And now those tender places are asking for kindness, not more judgment. They are asking to be heard, to be soothed, and to be set free from the chains of the past. When we meet ourselves with compassion instead of criticism, the heart begins to relax. Slowly, the tightness eases and the space for healing opens. This is the beginning of release, not a sudden escape, but a gentle loosening, like sunlight slowly melting the frost from a cold morning. When the heart is heavy, it can feel as though the whole world has dimmed. Simple tasks take more energy. The body feels tired even after rest. Joy seems like something distant, something that belongs to other people. Yet in the quiet spaces between thoughts, there is a small, steady spark of life that still glows. This spark has not been lost. It is the part of the self that has always known peace, love, and wholeness. No matter how much pain has been felt, no matter how long guilt or grief has stayed, this inner light is still here. It waits patiently for the moment it will be welcomed back into the center of life. And in choosing to begin the process of release, that light begins to grow again, filling each day with a little more warmth. Emotions are powerful, living energies. They shape the way we see the world and the way we experience each moment. When they are light, joy, love, appreciation, they lift us effortlessly. When they are heavy, guilt, grief, regret, they seem to pull us down with every step. Over time, if these heavy feelings are left unspoken or unacknowledged, they begin to weave themselves into the body's memory. The shoulders carry tension, the chest feels tight, sleep becomes restless, even the way we breathe changes. This is because the mind and the body are always in conversation. What the mind repeats, the body feels. What the body holds, the mind remembers. Think of it like carrying a large, overfilled bag everywhere you go. At first, you may not even notice how heavy it is. You've grown used to the weight, adjusting your posture and movements to manage it. But after a while, the strain begins to show. Aches in the muscles, tiredness that doesn't go away, and a constant sense that life takes more effort than it should. Emotional burdens work in the same way. They become part of the way we move through the world, and it's only when we begin to set them down, even for a moment, that we realize how much lighter life can feel. The mind is an incredible creator. Every thought we think sends a message to every cell of the body. Words carry energy, and when they are spoken with intention, they can become a medicine for the heart. Just as harsh, self-critical words can deepen wounds, gentle, loving words can ease them. This is why choosing how we speak to ourselves is so important. A soft, kind thought is not just a passing moment. It's a seed planted in the garden of the mind. With care, that seed grows into new ways of feeling, new ways of living. Our inner dialogue often mirrors the way we have been treated in the past. If others have spoken to us with blame, criticism, or harshness, we may have learned to speak to ourselves in the same way. But the beauty of the mind is that it can be retrained. It can learn new words, new rhythms, new tones. By speaking to ourselves with gentleness, we begin to tell the body and mind a new story, one where healing is possible, where the past can be laid down, and where we are worthy of peace. Loving words are like warm water poured over a frozen stream. At first, the ice does not seem to move, but as the warmth continues to flow, the ice begins to crack, and soon the water runs free again. In the same way, when we speak to ourselves with kindness over and over, the frozen places inside begin to soften. The heaviness begins to lift, not because the past has changed, but because we have changed the way we hold it. We do not need to force this process. Forcing only creates more tension. Instead, we can approach it as we would tend to a small, wounded bird, quietly, patiently, with steady hands. By creating moments in the day where we pause, breathe deeply, and offer a kind thought to ourselves, we begin to release the tight grip of guilt, grief, and emotional pain. This is not a quick escape, it is a gentle unfolding. Each kind word spoken to the self loosens another knot in the heart. And so we begin to see that the way forward is not in ignoring our feelings, but in listening to them with love. It is not in pretending to be strong all the time, but in allowing ourselves to be real and tender. When we do this, the body relaxes, the mind quiets, and the spirit feels safe to rise again. The healing power of words is always within reach, waiting for us to choose them with care, to let them become the gentle bridge between the pain we carry and the peace we long for. There is a quiet strength that comes when we allow ourselves to face what we feel without turning away. It can feel easier at times to push emotions aside, to distract ourselves, or to bury them under busy days and endless tasks. Yet, when we do this, those emotions do not disappear. They simply wait quietly for the moment they can rise again. Acknowledging our feelings is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of deep courage. It says to the heart, "I see you. I am here for you." This kind of honesty with ourselves creates an opening, a gentle doorway through which healing can enter. It is important to understand that emotions are not enemies. They are messengers carrying information about what matters to us, about the places in our life where love or safety was lost, about the dreams we had that may have faded. When we judge these emotions, when we call them wrong or shame ourselves for having them, we lock the door on our own healing. But when we meet them with compassion, we begin to loosen the tight hold they have over us. Imagine holding a smooth stone in your palm. At first, your fist may be clenched tightly around it, but as you slowly open your hand, the stone rests lightly there, and you realize you can choose to keep holding it or let it fall away. This is what acknowledgement without judgment feels like. The body responds to this softness. Muscles that have been tense for years can begin to relax. The breath moves more freely, sleep comes easier, and in the mind, a new sense of safety begins to grow. This safety is not given by the outside world. It is something we create within ourselves. It is the feeling that no matter what emotions arise, we can sit with them, we can listen to them, and we can love ourselves through them. This is the ground on which all lasting release is built. From this place of acceptance, we can begin to explore gentle ways of letting go. One simple yet powerful practice is to create a small space each day for release. This might be in front of a mirror where you can look into your own eyes with kindness. It might be while sitting quietly with your hands resting on your heart. Begin by taking a slow, deep breath. And as you exhale, imagine the tension leaving your body like a soft mist. Then, in a calm and loving voice, speak to yourself as you would to someone you cherish. You might say, "It's all right. I am here with you. You are safe now." These words may feel unusual at first, but over time they will begin to feel natural, like a long-awaited comfort finally arriving. The power of this practice lies not in perfection, but in consistency. Even a few moments each day can begin to shift the way you feel. This is because the mind learns through repetition. Each time you choose to speak to yourself with kindness instead of criticism, you are building a new pattern. You are teaching your inner self that it is worthy of care, worthy of love, worthy of release. This is how the old weight begins to lift, not in a single grand moment, but in many small, loving choices over time. There is a phrase that holds a great deal of healing power. I release the past with love. I set myself free. These are not just words. They are an invitation to the mind and body to let go of what no longer needs to be carried. When spoken slowly, with intention, this phrase becomes a gentle balm for the heart. I release the past with love. This part reminds us that letting go does not mean erasing or rejecting the past. It means sending it off with compassion, allowing it to be what it was without holding it as a burden. I set myself free. This part declares that we are no longer bound by old stories, old guilt, or old grief. It is a reminder that freedom is a choice we can make from within, no matter what has happened before. This phrase can be spoken at any time, first thing in the morning, to start the day with a sense of lightness, before bed, to clear the mind for peaceful rest, or during moments when the heart feels heavy. You might place your hand on your heart as you say it, or close your eyes and imagine the weight you've been carrying gently dissolving into light. The more you practice, the more these words begin to feel like truth. For those who wish to go deeper, this phrase can be joined by other supportive affirmations. You might say, I choose peace over pain, or I am learning to be gentle with myself, or every breath I take brings me closer to freedom. Each of these statements works like a key, unlocking another layer of the heart that has been closed. When repeated with patience, they become the new language of your inner world, a language of hope, love, and possibility. There is something deeply freeing about combining these affirmations with gratitude. Gratitude softens the edges of pain and opens the heart to what is still beautiful and good in life. Even in grief, there are moments, small, quiet moments, that can bring comfort. The warmth of sunlight on the skin, the sound of leaves in the wind, the taste of a favorite meal. By noticing and appreciating these moments, we remind ourselves that life still has gifts to offer. This doesn't erase the pain, but it creates balance, giving the heart a place to rest. Forgiveness is another powerful companion to this journey. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It is not saying that what happened was right or acceptable. It is not excusing hurtful actions. Forgiveness is releasing the tight grip of resentment so that it no longer controls your heart. It is giving yourself the gift of peace. You might not be ready to forgive all at once, and that is perfectly fine. You can begin with the intention, I am willing to forgive. I am willing to free myself. This willingness is the first step, and it opens the door for deeper healing to come in its own time. As you move through these practices, acknowledging without judgment, speaking loving words, releasing the past with compassion, you begin to feel a lightness you may not have known for a long time. This lightness grows each time you choose kindness over criticism, each time you let go of the need to hold on to pain. It becomes easier to breathe, easier to rest, easier to feel at home within yourself. And as this inner space opens, something beautiful begins to happen. Life feels less like a burden and more like a gentle unfolding. When the heart has been burdened for a long time, there is often a quiet longing for words that feel safe, words that carry light instead of weight. This is where affirmations can be such loving companions. They are not empty phrases. They are seeds of new thought planted in the rich soil of your mind. And just like seeds, they grow when given steady attention and care. The beautiful thing about affirmations is that they speak directly to your inner self, bypassing the old patterns of doubt or self-criticism. They begin to remind you of truths that have always been yours, even if you forgot them for a while. One way to welcome this into your life is to choose a few affirmations that speak to your heart and say them aloud each day. They might be as simple as, "I am worthy of peace," "I am learning to let go with grace," or "Love flows through me and heals me." These are not just words to repeat, they are invitations to your mind and body to align with a new way of being. The more you speak them, the more they become part of you. Over time, the language of self-love begins to replace the language of guilt, grief, and heaviness. It can be powerful to weave these affirmations into moments of stillness, perhaps while sitting quietly with your eyes closed, feeling the rhythm of your breath. You may notice that your body softens as you speak them, that your shoulders relax, that your breath deepens. This is your whole being saying yes to the new story you are telling. And with each yes, the old weight lifts a little more. As these new words take root, it becomes easier to embrace gratitude, even in the smallest ways. Gratitude acts like sunlight to the seeds of healing. It warms them, helps them grow strong, and reminds you that beauty still exists, even in the presence of pain. You might keep a small notebook by your bed and write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. They don't need to be grand or extraordinary. A gentle breeze, a kind smile from a stranger, a warm cup of tea, these moments matter. They anchor you to the present and help shift your focus from what has been lost to what is still here, what is still possible. Alongside gratitude, forgiveness is a gift you can give yourself over and over. It is the key that unlocks the chains of the past. Forgiveness is not about approving of what hurt you. It is about setting yourself free from it. You may find it helpful to say, "I am willing to forgive, and I set myself free." This does not mean the hurt will vanish instantly. Forgiveness can be a gentle, ongoing process. But with each step toward it, you reclaim more of your energy, your peace, your joy. As you release, you may begin to notice a lightness in your spirit. The heaviness that once clung to your every thought and movement begins to fade. It is as though the air itself feels fresher, the colors brighter, the world more welcoming. This is what happens when you create space inside your heart for something new. By letting go of what no longer serves you, you make room for joy, for love, for moments of pure presence that bring you peace. Imagine walking along a path carrying a heavy bundle. At first, the weight feels familiar, even necessary. But as you set it down, your steps become lighter. The path ahead seems easier, and you realize you have the strength to go further than you thought. This is what living lightly feels like, not because life is without challenges, but because you are no longer weighed down by burdens that belong to the past. This lightness becomes part of your daily life. You begin to notice it in the way you smile more easily, in the way your body feels more relaxed, in the way you respond to challenges with calm instead of tension. You are not the same as you were when you began this journey. The pain may not have vanished completely, but it no longer defines you. Instead, you are defined by your willingness to heal, your courage to love yourself, and your choice to live free. As this journey continues, there will be moments when old feelings try to return. This is natural. Healing is not a straight line. It is a gentle spiral, moving deeper and deeper into peace. When those moments come, you have the tools now. You know how to speak to yourself with kindness, how to release with love, how to open your heart to gratitude and forgiveness. You know how to let go without losing yourself. And so, let us bring it all together with one final affirmation, a declaration to your own heart. Today, I choose peace. I choose love. I choose to be free. Let these words be your closing breath in this moment, a promise to yourself that no matter what the past has been, you are walking forward lighter, stronger, and more open to the beauty that life still holds. This is not the end of your healing. It is the beginning of a gentler way of living. Every day offers a new chance to release what no longer serves you and to embrace the love and light that has always been within you. And in each small step you take, you are creating a life that feels softer, freer, and filled with possibility. You are worthy of this freedom. You are worthy of this peace. You are worthy of love in its purest form. And as you carry this truth forward, your heart will continue to open, your burdens will continue to lighten, and your life will become a living example of the power of self-love and release.